Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Liverpool wrap-up of, beating West Ham 5-2. Sorry that I'm yet again 7 or 8 minutes late. Basically, long story short, I'm sure most of you know this by now, those of you who end up listening to the podcast. So my missus usually works on Saturday and I spend most of the day with my lad, and sometimes things go wrong and dinners aren't prepared on time and so on and so forth. Anyway, long story short, I've literally just finished wolfing my dinner down and had to very quickly run upstairs to do this, basically. So yes, that's why I'm late. No other excuse, so I'm very, very sorry about that. Just to say, as per usual, this will be on YouTube. Let me just have a look at that light. Hopefully it's not too bad. I might adjust it in a minute, actually. This will be on YouTube video and YouTube podcast. In fact, guys, let me just move this light because that's going to be really annoying. You can look at the upstairs wall for now. Right, is that better? Yeah, cool. There we go. Nice one. Well, it's slightly better. I'll tell you what, let me move this a bit here. Yeah, we'll stick with that. Yes, so it'll be on YouTube podcast and YouTube video. Probably at some point tomorrow afternoon. I'm actually doing another live stream for the wrestling crew amongst you for Elimination Chamber, which doesn't start for another 6 odd hours. And then with my sleep apnea condition, I have to try and see if I can stay awake till 3 a.m. and record that with you. So that could be interesting. So, yes, so that'll be on as well. And yeah, there'll be a lot of content coming up. I'm going to York Comic Con tomorrow for the comic book geek people amongst you who follow me. Hope to see you guys down there. My God, that light is extremely annoying. I'm going to move again. Yes, there we go. Nice one. You can see my lovely pictures behind me there. Good background. So yeah, going to York Comic Con tomorrow. So there'll be a vlog, shorts, etc., etc. I'm going to try and go live. I'll tell you a bit more about that in a bit, because obviously this is the Liverpool portion of the channel, basically. Anyway, and if you're wondering why does this guy waffle on to himself, this is just what I do, folks. Just what I do. Obviously, I'm not expecting loads and loads of views tonight by any stretch, because I'm sure you're all out celebrating. I'm going to get the celebration on shortly myself with a nice, lovely bottle of red wine, because you've got to celebrate the Reds, especially when they beat West Ham 5-2. Hey, Isabel, how you doing? You all right? Oh, I'm just going to answer Johnny's thing as well. Undertaker, Bro Joe Lesnar. Yes, Johnny, absolutely. Yeah, so the Liverpool match, I mean, it summed up Liverpool. It was like our whole season encapsulated in one match. It was just, it was a wonderful farce, basically, is the best way I can put that. Good, you are so nice. Oh, thank you, Isabel. It's very nice of you. Thank you. Yeah, no, it was just absolute bloody chaos, basically. I haven't watched most of the match because basically I've explained this before, but on Saturdays I've got my young son at home, and basically I spend the whole day being beaten up by him and being put in wrestling moves and having my giant belly jumped on, as most parents and dads have, and some moms as well. This is how we spend our Saturdays, sadly. So what I usually do on Saturdays is basically I'll put my son on Minecraft, which he's perfectly happy with on his little tablet, and then I run upstairs and try and work out what the bloody hell's been happening. And most of the time, what's happening is Liverpool have either not scored or they're like 1-0 behind. So I trooped upstairs as per usual, put on the Liverpool Echo, and then went through the live stream, because basically that's how I catch up with everything. So the Liverpool Echo live feed, shout out to the guys that run that. Basically, it just tells you everything. So it gives you the team news, what's happened, and so on. So, like the BBC live feed does. And this time I put it on, and literally I am like, what the bloody hell's been going on? Literally, so I came upstairs the first 10 minutes to just check out what the score was before I was playing with my son. and it was 0-0. I thought, whatever, I'll come back in about an hour. And I come back, and literally I'm like, what the bloody hell's going on here? I came back just as West Ham scored the second, so immediately I've just been thrown into this panic of going, what the hell's going on? Oh my God. Rewatched all the goals. I've posted them on my Reddit as well, if any of you want to follow me on that. It's, what am I on Reddit? Let me just have a look. If anyone wants to follow me on Reddit, I am the Anfield Geek, apparently. I think that's what I've called myself. Yes, the Anfield Geek. It's in the links and all that business, blah blah blah. I'll tell you at the end. Yeah. So and then literally, as I've sat down, then we got the fifth goal, and I'm literally like, what is going? What the bloody hell is going on? And then I think West Ham hit the post after that. So literally, I've had like 10 minutes of sheer panic. 90 minutes just packed into about 5 minutes, and then obviously the referee blew the whistle, and I was just like, bloody hell, what the hell was all that? But yeah, no, I'm very, very pleased Liverpool won. Obviously, the lads are doing. I still don't think, because I've rewatched most of the match now through bits and pieces. I still don't think they're on top form, but I mean, let's be honest, it's a hell of a lot better than it was. Can I just say as well, shout out to Milos Kerkez. I'm trying to think of a way of putting this. I may have been slightly harsh on the young man, given his performances at the start of the season, but I tell you what a footballer we've got on our hands. That lad he's money, to use wrestling parlance. Speaking of wrestling, hello, Johnny. I hope Brock Lesnar shows up tonight. I would. He will do, Johnny. He would. I mean, my prediction, to be honest, mate, I've kind of got this narrowed down to I can see a world where Brock assaults Cody Rhodes, and then that gives you Cody and Brock, because obviously they haven't finished. Pardon the expression, they haven't finished their story, have they? And I'm like, that gives Cody a big main event. It gives Brock a big main event. And if you look, Johnny, as well, do you remember the promo that they did where it was Punk, Hunter, Heyman, who else was in it? Roman, Cody, and Lesnar. I said at the time, I did a short about it, I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up being the main event. Now, I was hoping for a four corners elimination between all four, but that kind of would. The rest of the WrestleMania card would look a bit sparse. So then I thought to myself, well, what happens if they split it? And obviously they've done that with Roman and Punk. I'm just wondering, maybe there's a whole clue in there. Maybe it's Cody who's going to fight. The only reason I'm saying it, Johnny, is because Cody he just looks too. It just looks too obvious to win, because you look at don't get me wrong, there's some really decent lads in there, but I'm just wondering whether they're going to go with something really random like Trick Williams. Because if you look at the responses he's getting, I mean, basically he's trying to be a heel, and he's probably one of the most over baby faces in the company. Everyone loves the guy, no matter what he can do. It's no offense to Trick Williams, obviously he's really good at what he does, but bro, if you're meant to be a heel, it's you are going to struggle, because everyone loves you, basically. So I think that is potentially what might happen. I mean, then again, you've got the whole thing of Lesnar basically saying, well, Heyman said through Lesnar it was going to be an open challenge, and then you're like, well, then surely there's going to be a build, someone comes out, and so on and so forth. Then your money's on maybe Obafemi. Is Bron Breakker as hurt as everyone is making out? But then you're like, well, why on earth would Heyman allow Bron Breakker to come after Brock Lesnar unless he's then turning babyface? So, long story short, Johnny, I haven't exactly answered your question here, but I would be very surprised if he doesn't show up tonight. Very, very surprised. But yeah, we'll wait and see. Are you watching it tonight, by the way, mate? Because it's on Netflix at about 12 o'clock, so I'm going to be going on. Again, you know what my timekeeping and sleep thing is like, folks. I will try my best not to fall asleep with the sleep apnea, but I make no such promise. But I will try and go live if I can do. I hope CM Punk loses and Randy wins too. Yeah, I'm a massive CM Punk fan, Johnny, as you know. So I agree with the second part. No. To be honest, Johnny, I was thinking like. what if Balor did win? I mean, then if Balor won, you'd have to then bring Roman in because it, I mean, I suppose technically, if this was obviously if this was a shoot, and if it wasn't work, then you would basically have Roman saying, oh, "Okay, well that works out better for me. I'll just beat Finn Balor up and get my title back." But I'm just wondering wrestling whether Roman's could be like, "Nah, I want to fight Phil," basically. But yeah, um, yeah, no, if Balor won, no, don't get me wrong, mate. I mean, I do love CM Punk, obviously, as you know, but if Balor won, I wouldn't be totally upset with it. I mean, I've been saying for a long, long time now that Finn Balor needs to be back at the top of the card because they've wasted Shinsuke Nakamura. I wouldn't say they've wasted Sami Zayn by any stretch, but I mean, he again is one of the best wrestlers in the world from that sort of generation. You know, so obviously Nakamura, Styles, KO. Obviously, AJ had a fantastic career. Still gutted that he's gone, by the way. And yeah, yeah. I would have thought CM Punk would win. I would have thought Punk would win, but to be honest, I could be really because the Mania build I don't think has been brilliant. Maybe this is the time they're going to start kicking things into gear because at the moment, I don't know about anyone else. Don't get me wrong, I've been enjoying wrestling from the start of the year, but it it doesn't feel like WrestleMania season, even though it is, if you see what I mean. Don't get me wrong, there's some exciting stuff. I think this paper, I'm really looking forward to the PLE tonight. I am actually like a little child waiting for it. It's going to be like the best evening ever, this, because obviously I'll be watching Match of the Day straight into Elimination Chamber. And then doing a live stream with you guys. I'm also going to see, this might be pushing things slightly. I'm going to see if I can get husband pass to go and watch Scream 7 before all that even starts. So, yes, this could be a very, very exciting night for your geeky friend, basically. But yeah, no, to be honest, I'm going to go with CM Punk to win. In fact, I tell you what, I know that. Sorry, folks. By the way, I know this is meant to be a Liverpool live stream, but I do pro wrestling as well, and I absolutely love it. I'm going to go with Becky Lynch to beat AJ because I think they'll reverse it, and then Bex will face AJ Lee at WrestleMania. I'm going to go with CM Punk to just beat Finn Balor. In fact, to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if Roman Reigns was involved. Maybe he gets Balor disqualified so that he gets the match with Phil. I don't know. This isn't wine, by the way, celebrating the Liverpool result. No, honestly, no, it definitely is. I was very tempted, don't get me wrong. But and then who are Elimination Chamber? I'll stick with Cody, but I just think there might be something a bit extra there. I'm really not too sure. Maybe Bron Breakker comes back, who knows? And then the Women's Chamber, I'd like to see Rhea Ripley. I've got a horrible feeling it's going to be Tiffany Stratton. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind Tiff. She's obviously a very, very good wrestler, but she's not a babyface. She's a heel. It's so obvious she's a heel, and she's a really good heel as well. I just don't buy her. She just doesn't come across as a babyface to me. And if you put her with Jade Cargill, I'll say this now, you'll have half of that stadium chanting for Jade Cargill instead of Tiffany Stratton. Especially with the international people that come over. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see about that too. But yes, I will definitely be looking forward to it tonight, mate. What about you? Good ideas on Cody and Brock? Oh, thank you, Johnny. Yeah, I'm full of good ideas, mate. Well, there is, of course, the great one, my friend, to factor in. Because I think I might have this wrong, but didn't The Rock come back at the Chamber last year? I swear blind he came back last year. Yeah, no, because Cena won the Chamber because they had the match with, he was in the end with Phil. And then Cody, yeah, it was this time last year. So you never know, the break one, who knows? Lily Dragons, how you doing, Lily? You all right? Bro, I found out they scrapped TLC Hell in the Cell. Actually, I was so gutted last night. I know I'm late to the party, but wow, I'm so sorry. I love TLC and Hell in the Cell. Yeah, yeah, well, yes, I think I definitely agree with the Triple H thing. Johnny, to be honest, I think he's made some very curious decisions this year. I don't know if the hand of a certain 78-year-old billionaire might still be getting involved, but like there are some very odd things going on with WWE at the minute. But yes, I'll be at the Elimination Chamber today. Oh, I'm guessing you're watching the Elimination Chamber. Um, because if you're actually there, Johnny, I will be very, very jealous, and I won't speak to you ever again. No, I'm joking, not really. Sorry, I love Finn Balor. I've followed him in KO since NXT. He deserved it. He's such a James Milner. Absolutely, yes, absolutely, dude. Big up James Milner, by the way, seeing this is actually meant to be a Liverpool live stream. I'm not actually there, I wish. Oh, good lad, excellent. Wisdom is mine. What country do you live in? I live in the United Kingdom. Wisdom is mine. I am literally, so obviously you can't see where I'm pointing, but I can pretty much see Ellen Road roughly from where I am. At least I can see the lights of Ellen Road. In fact, I'll give you an update. Leeds are currently still losing 1-0 to Manchester City through Antoine Semenyo, who is my countryman, technically, even though I'm a Liverpool fan. It's funny how life works sometimes, isn't it? Right, so Liverpool basically, I'll just, look, folks, you all know roughly what's happened, to be honest, but I'll just take you through it. So, basically, well, I mean, for the start off, you had, I'll come back to the comments in a minute, but I'll just get through what has happened today. So basically, Joey Gomez came back today, which I was quite surprised about because I thought he would have just stuck with Curtis. To be honest, I'm so glad we haven't got this nonsense, by the way. And I'll throw this out to the crowd. I don't want to see Dominic Szoboszlai pay it right back ever again. And I don't mean as in that he's crap at doing it by any stretch. I think he's been really good. So it's not a knock on Dom before anyone goes for me. This is not Dominic Szoboszlai can play it right back. I think Dominic Szoboszlai is so talented he could play up front or in goal, to be quite honest, at the minute. But Dominic Szoboszlai, this is a pretty big statement I'm going to make, but if you take out Declan Rice, possibly maybe Saliba and Gabriel, and I'm sure there'll be other other teams going mental saying you haven't mentioned this person, you haven't mentioned this person. And obviously I know I'm incredibly biased, so you know what I'm going to say here, but I don't think probably Declan Rice out of all the other players that I've watched this season, I obviously I know we're not particularly Arsenal fans as Liverpool fans, but I think Declan Rice has been magnificent this season. I think he's one of the best players in the world, quite frankly, at the minute. Dominic Szoboszlai, if Declan Rice hadn't played so well this season, would be player of the year, in my opinion. And I appreciate Liverpool are currently in 5th place. But if you look individually what the bloke has done, I'm not totally sure about the stats, but I want to say he's something like, is it 9 goals now? 8 or 9 goals? I mean, I think last season he ended up 3 or something daft like that. I think he's beaten his career total in the space of 5 months or something. Assists, again, I could be wrong about it. In fact, I'll have a look in a minute. I could be wrong, but I want to say Soba, he must have over 10 by now, surely. And just in general, his play, I just think he's outstanding. I would just give him anything that he wants. Now, I don't usually say that with contract negotiations, but if Liverpool Football Club are listening to my stream, which they obviously won't be, just give him what he wants this summer, because I don't want to worry you guys. Madrid are sniffing around already, and Sobo has 2 years and 4 months on his contract. Now, we ended up in this situation with 2 other people, and we're going to yet again end up with the Trent situation with Canate, because I don't think Ibu is going to sign that deal personally at all. And to be honest, again, out of respect to Ibu, I wouldn't blame him either. If he wanted to go back to Paris, I mean, bearing in mind what's happened to his father and his family, obviously I was a bit, it is slightly contradictory, obviously, but I wish Ibu all the best. And if genuine, say if it was Paris, and it would, the main reason was he wants to go and be close to his mum after what's happened. Look, I don't think any of us really. Well, I mean, I would certainly hope not. Can call him like a traitor or anything like that. And if Ibu generally wants to, maybe he could just do with a change of scene. You know what I mean? After look, losing your father, guys, is not cool. And obviously you've heard me talk about this before. It sucks. It's pretty shit. So if Ibu wants to go, he goes in my blessing, as far as I'm concerned. But the main point was about Sobo. We cannot look. Trent was leaving was horrendous. Ibu leaving is going to be sad. If we lose Dominic Soboslai on a free transfer, it will be one of the biggest fiascos in the football club's recent history. So they must get that sorted out as quickly as possible, as far as I'm concerned. Let's make a water again. But yes, anyway, so we got Joe Gomez back in, and I think it was unchanged from there. And then, yeah, basically the game starts, and it just went absolutely mental. So Hugo, I've seen the goal. What a finish that is. What an absolute finish. Basically, the ball comes out from like a corner, ricochets around a bit, and Hugo basically controls the ball, takes a touch, and literally, it's hard to describe. It's just like he just did it, just like that, just arrowed into the sort of bottom left-hand corner at the cop end. I was looking at Ekatike's stats earlier, which, because I'm upstairs and I'm having horrendous connectivity problems at the minute that you might have heard me saying before, I now currently can't see, but off the top of my head, Ekatike, he must have nearly, he's got to have approaching 20 goals. Maybe not 20, but he's got to have at least 17, 18 by now, I would have thought. And he's probably assisted, what, at bare minimum, 4 or 5. I mean, for a first season, he's doing absolutely brilliantly. In fact, let me have a look. I'm on that Transfer Marked website at the minute. I'm just having a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, so this is Hugo Ekatike's contribution. This is his debut season, by the way. 37 matches played in total, 16 goals and 6 assists, and 1 red card as well for the stupid thing he did at Southampton. I mean, if he was better, I tell you what, if Hugo Ekatike could head the ball, because I know that's a bit of a criticism after what he's done recently, he could potentially be on 23, 24 at this point right now. It's still 1-0 to Manchester City, by the way, anyone who's watching. Yeah, so Ekatike put us in front. Virgil got the second from a corner. McAllister, I have seen the goal, but it was a really funny angle the way it was. Because basically what I do, folks, is it's a bit of a cheat, this one, but the channel that we're on, YouTube, or the provider YouTube, basically I usually go on there and, you know, when the crowd does post videos from the ground, which I do when I go to Anfield as well. By the way, I'm going to Anfield next month. I will tell you about that later. I usually go on there and then I'll post the goals, like live reactions to my Reddit feed. So I couldn't quite see McAllister's, but it did look really good because it was taken from his back where he was shooting, kind of thing. So that looked decent. Yeah, so we're 3-0 up after 43 minutes. Now, I would have, had I been watching most of the first half, again, I couldn't see a lot of it because I was with my lad, I would have thought to myself, well, that's your lot. Surely Liverpool can't mess this up, right? They tried their bloody hardest to mess it up. My goodness. So basically, the rule of thumb when you're 3-0 up is just keep it quiet the first 5 minutes, drain all the confidence out of the other team, and then maybe you go and sneak a fourth, and then you can start bringing substitutions on, blah, 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 etc., etc. No. The curse of Liverpool's concentration strikes again. Thomas Soucek gets a goal. He's a really good player, by the way. I do like Soucek. And then I think I'm right in saying it was West Ham hit the post. I think actually no. Did they hit the post when it was 4-2? They hit the post anyway. Gackers then scored the goal. Now I am going to say this. I know I will probably get some stick for this and some heat, but I'm going to say it anyway. Cody Gakpo again doing Cody Gakpo things, scoring and assisting, which seem to annoy people because he has the one move. Folks, I've got to be honest. Providing he's scoring and assisting, which he hasn't been doing recently, so I take the point. If he can get back to what Gackers was doing last season, where he got, I think you've got 17 goals and about 13, 14 assists, I couldn't give a toss if he's only got one move. Like, who bloody cares? Look, the main thing I care about, as long as Liverpool Football Club put this ball in the back of that net, it could come off bloody Ibu's arse for all I care at the end of the day. As long as the ball goes in the back of the net, it's like, folks, it doesn't bloody matter, for God's sake. So the gap, look, I kind of get the Gakpo thing, so I don't think he's. Excuse me again, sorry. I thought he started the season all right, Gackers, and then, I mean, the last 2 months, I mean, look, I like Gakpo, but like, even I have to admit, I mean, the last 5 or 6 weeks he's been pretty dreadful, to be honest. But just the complaint in general, I honestly, and if you disagree, feel free, and I'll read the comments in a bit. I don't get the complaint when he's playing well. If he's playing shit, then obviously that's fair enough. And I'd call him out for that as well. But when Gakpo's playing all right and scoring and assisting, and people are saying he's only got one move, but then he scores an assist, I'm sorry, I don't get what I'm meant to be taking on as information. That, to quote Michael Douglas in The Avengers, I'm a bit confused. I thought that was your job. So yeah, anyway, that's just a bit, bear in mind. So then you think to yourself, 4-1, rest and relaxation, lovely. So this is the point where I come upstairs and I see that we're 4-1 up. And just as I happen to turn on Redmen, shout out to Redmen as well, the watch along. Stevie Hoare and Errol were doing it today. They are just like legends, those two in their own lifetime. Just as I turned it on, I see Stevie Hoare literally going, and the Reds concede again. And I'm just, obviously, bear in mind, I don't even know what the score is. I'm just like, oh, we're winning 4-2. And then I suddenly worked out West Ham score. I was like, oh, well, I've timed that well, haven't I? That was it. And then West Ham, I think, hit the post after that. And literally, I'm like panicking, going, what is going on? But then Dizazi got the own goal. And in the end, it was nearly 6-2 as well. Trainee only actually came on. I've actually seen this highlight. I think Gravenberg squared him the ball, possibly. And I'm not going to get on Trey's battles. Look, we won 5-2 at the end of the day. He's like an 18, 19-year-old lad. He's going to get better, and he's a good player. But he has this shot, and he made this absolutely terrible. So I kind of feel a bit sorry for West Ham, because looking at it, look, I think Liverpool deserve to win. 5-2 from what I've pieced together and what I've subsequently watched seems a bit harsh. I would say probably 3-2 would have been, but I think Liverpool deserve to win. Obviously, if we score 5 goals, you deserve to win a football match at the end of the day. Shout out to Burnley as well, though. I feel so sorry for them. I mean, imagine literally being 3-0 down in 15 minutes, getting it back to 3-3, scoring what you think is the winning goal, some div disallowing it, and then basically ended up losing 4-3 in the last minute, which is really annoying because I kind of want Brentford to lose, because, not that I don't like Brentford, they're a really good club and they've got boss fans and everything, but I kind of just want, all the people under Liverpool, I would kind of just like them to stop winning, because it's worrying me enough chasing Chelsea, United and Villa without getting other people involved. I mean, Brentford, to be fair to them, are still hanging on. They're only 2 points off Chelsea. I mean, there is a scenario developing that Brentford potentially could be in that top 5 on Wednesday, I think. In fact, I'll go through the fixtures with you. And then I'll go back to the comments first. Sorry, so I realise I'm being really rude. By the way, it's still 1-0 to Man City with 15 minutes to go, for those of you who care, which I don't, to be honest. Squeaky bum time for Arsenal tomorrow. Speaking of Arsenal, so this is the state of play right now, just to finish off. Liverpool are, in fact, to tell you what, I'll read it from 7th because we're not including Everton. Because, I mean, why would we? Sorry. So Arsenal currently are on 61 points. Manchester City are on 59. Now, the interesting thing about that, obviously, this is nothing to do with us anymore, sadly, but the interesting thing about that is if Arsenal didn't have the game tomorrow, they would be dead level. So there is theoretically a 2-point gap between Arsenal and Manchester City as it goes. Aston Villa, thank you. I know this is a bit of a random thing, but thank you to Diogo Jota for still looking down on us and getting his former Wolves team to beat the Villa. As a West Midlander, I did find that hysterical because we are a bit of a Wolves family in my family. And also Birmingham City as well. So I did find that highly amusing from a West Midland standpoint. But that's really, really helped us out. However, the interesting thing is Wolves are actually playing quite well at the minute, and they are they've left it too late, obviously, but if you look, they are now starting to win matches and keep clean sheets. And we're going to Wolves twice in 4 days next week to Molineux for the league and the FA Cup. So I'm not predicting Liverpool with anything anymore this season. Who knows? One would hope we would at least win the league match. I'll talk about that in a second. But yes, the Villa have got 51 anyway. Manchester United have got 48. We're only in 5th because we now have 48. However, the goal difference, Man United is 11th. Our goal difference is 10. So, I mean, theoretically, I can't see Crystal Palace beating Man United tomorrow. I mean, obviously, a draw would be fantastic if they could do that. But theoretically, if Palace won by 2 goals, which this is Old Trafford, unfortunately, this isn't Old Trafford last season, it's Old Trafford this season. A Crystal Palace with like Charlie Sheen meets Ollie Glasner, weirdo, completely insano manager. Are they going to beat Manchester United? I really, really can't see it. So, but yes, at the moment we are separated by goal difference. So that's really, really good what the lads have managed to do. I mean, like I said, it's such a shame about the winter. I'm sorry, folks, I'll stop waffling on in a minute, but I need to get all this out of my brain. The really frustrating thing now, and I'm sure all of you agree, if we had the 9 losses out of 12, if we'd won 3 of those 9 matches, even 2, that would put us roughly on, it would put us on about 54, 55 points, give or take. We would be 6 points behind Arsenal. And then we're having a different conversation. As it is at the moment, we are 13 points off Arsenal. For those of you who still think we can win the Premier League, by the way, oh God, bless you. So I'll just finish off. And Chelsea are on 45 and Brentford are on 43. For those of you interested who think Liverpool can still win the title, I've tried to do the maths and I'm pretty rubbish at maths. But if Liverpool win their last 10 games, and I'm aware this is very, very unlikely, but here we go. In the last 10 games we play, I'm just looking at the league table, we play Wolves. Who else we play? Tottenham, Brighton, Palace. We've done Sunderland twice. We play Fulham at Anfield. We play Bournemouth away. We've got the Merseyside derby. That's going to be hilarious. We've got Brentford on the last day of the season. We've got Chelsea at home. And the trouble is, we also have Aston Villa away and Manchester United away in the last 4 games. So if we have not sewed up Champions League qualification by the last 4 games, it ain't going to be looking too good. So this is what... Look, the lads have got a pretty decent fixture list coming up, so they need to just rack up as many. If it's a 1-0 with it at Molineux and they go out of the FA Cup at this point, as much as I love the FA Cup, the league is priority. In fact, just going on to talk about that, sorry, just bear me a second. If Wolves, Liverpool have to prioritise the first league match next week, and then because I think I'm right in saying so. The FA Cup match is on this is a week on Friday, and then I think the Champions League kicks in the week after. Obviously, that is priority number one. We go to Galatasaray first. If I'm right in that, which I think I am, in fact, I will tell you. Let me have a look at the fixtures. But if I am right, look, yeah, no, I'm right. So, for those of you wondering, the first leg, this isn't helpful actually. Galatasaray versus Liverpool is on Tuesday, the 10th of March at 6:15 at night. I mean, it's kind of helpful for me because I can make an excuse to the wife and just say, oh, yeah, sorry, love, the buses were really jam-packed till 9 at night. But yeah, no. But yeah, no, I'll probably just ask her to be fair. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, that was it. So basically, Wolves in the FA Cup. Look, I love the FA Cup. It's the greatest cup competition in the world. I know it's cliche, but it is, and I will always love it. I don't particularly like Liverpool being in it because we are pretty rubbish at the FA Cup. We have won it 4 times in my life, and it's been awesome. But basically, Liverpool have 2 default buttons in the FA Cup. We either win the FA Cup or we go out humiliatingly against a lower division team or a lower league Premier League team. And obviously we are going to Wolves, which so you know what's going to happen. But obviously Wolves away in the league and Galatasaray away are the priorities out of the next 3 games. And sadly, if you look, I don't think Hana's got much of a choice. I'm not a massive squad rotation person, I never have been. I just think you keep playing a winning team, but I don't think Hana's got much of a choice. So I tried putting together a lineup for the Wolves match. Now, I think, again, you can let me know in the comments after or during. I will get to the comments in a minute, by the way. I think you're looking at Mamadashvili, Joe Gomez, maybe playing with Ibu. Maybe they can do a half and half, so Ibu does one half and Verge does the other. Andy Robbo comes back in, that's fine, because obviously he's top world-class fullback at the end of the day. Right back, maybe that would be a good place to bring Frimpong back. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, he's obviously got hamstring problems. I would just bring Frimpong back slowly, to be honest. Look, we don't urgently need him now that we've got Gomez. And Jones can do a pretty decent job. Obviously, I want Frimpong in as quickly as, but I mean, obviously, if we had Connor, then this wouldn't be an issue. But he's sadly out injured, so I'm going with go with Frimpong as his first sort of match back. Midfield, I mean, I'm not sure entirely what he can do, to be honest. I mean, unless he's going to go wholesale, which means Curtis Jones, Trainioni, and Endo. Can Liverpool get through that midfield? It's going to be very difficult. As much as I love Endo, perhaps you could have Curtis Jones, Endo, and Szoboszlai, maybe, or do half and halves against you. Maybe you go with Szoboszlai for like the first 60 minutes, and then bring Ryan on for like half an hour or something. And then after that point, you've got Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Obviously, the players will be flying out to Turkey, so your recovery time is not great. Rio Ingamoa has to play in the match, obviously, and I guess that's what he's been primed for. Chiesa, you would have thought, has got to start. I mean, I don't think that's going to harm us that much, to be honest. And then maybe you have Gakpo. Give Salah the night off because, I mean, let's be honest, he's not exactly pulling up trees himself at the minute. So, yeah, that's what I go with, and that's what Liverpool have got coming up, basically. And, yeah, it's, to quote Scream 3, it's going to be fun. By the way, if anyone's seen Scream 3, if anyone's seen Scream 7, I will do a ghost face on you if you put any spoilers in, so don't. Let me just have a look. What is going on down the road? It is it still 1-0 City? I'm just having a look, folks, at the score. My internet is now not working, which is not helpful. By the way, I really hate Talk. Talk are just completely rubbish. Yeah, it's 1-0 going into the last 2 minutes, so it's looking like they're going to be 2 points behind Arsenal. That's the other thing I was going to mention first, and then I'll get back to the comments. That's the really interesting thing here, because Chelsea are playing Arsenal tomorrow. Now, Chelsea have then also got to go to Aston Villa. So basically, this is what I mean. And also throw in there as well, Manchester United have to go to Newcastle next weekend as well. Sorry, in the middle of the week. So I mean, there's a huge load of ground Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool's job basically is to put Chelsea in the dirt next week. 6 point lead with 9 games to go. I mean, Chelsea could still pull that back, obviously, because there's still 9 games. But if we can get 6 points in front of them, bearing in mind they have to come to Anfield, I wouldn't say it's game over for them by any stretch of the imagination. And the other good thing is as well, even if Chelsea do win, that puts Villa. That would make Villa what? Because are they playing tomorrow? Are Villa playing tomorrow? Oh no, they've just played Wolves, haven't they? So if Villa lose to Chelsea, I mean, I think goal difference wise, providing we do the business, I think we go above them anyway on Wednesday. Obviously, we've still got Chelsea hanging off our coattails, but then it drags Villa. I mean, Villa are in it now. They are like free falling. I mean, I quite honestly, I don't mind Aston Villa. I would just like Aston Villa to lose like the next 7 games just to make this a procession. And then if it just turns into us getting fifth, it's like someone said this the other day. If Liverpool finish fifth or third, I mean, at the end of the day, the prize is the same. I know people want to, I want to finish third and make it look at least good. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, at this point. It needs to just be Champions League qualification. Simple as that, at the end. Anyway, I'm just conscious of the fact that I haven't been reading comments, so I will shut up for a minute. Let's have a look. I would give my kidney for Leicester. I don't know about that, John. To come out and talk a load of smack with Heyman, and all we hear is dumb and yeah, that would be good. That would be good. I think Taker's a bit too old for that dude now, sadly. Ebu is worse than Lovren. Oh, I don't know about that, mate. Good grief. I'll happily drive him to Paris. People moaning about Gakpo never watched Mane. He was used to. Well, yeah, that's exactly my point, Johnny. To be honest, lots of these weird symbols that my son puts on again. Yes. No, Johnny, I completely disagree. Sorry, I completely agree. This is the thing that annoys me about Gakpo, Johnny, and the stick that he gets, because literally that comment, and I make it in my Substack articles. By the way, cheap plug, Geek Boy Meta on Substack if you would like to subscribe. Sorry. This is the point that I make about Gakpo. So literally, I think I was in a boozer last year, and I happened to be getting a pint, as you do in the pub, and there was another Liverpool fan. They were having, don't get me wrong, they weren't being rude or anything. They were just giving their honest opinions, and I thought, oh, that's fair enough. But then this one fella turns around, well, I just don't like Gakpo. And again, I thought to myself, well, if you don't like him, you don't like him. It just really annoys me that all he does is score and assist. And I'm walking back with my pint, and I felt like, not that kicking off with him or anything, but I felt like just going up to him and literally saying that Michael Douglas line from Avengers Endgame, and just literally saying, I'm a bit confused. I thought that was his job. And just walking away, because I'm sorry, but it's like, to be honest, Johnny, it's like the Erling Haaland argument, which seriously I don't understand that either. Erling Haaland just scores goals. He doesn't do anything else. That's his job. That is Erling Haaland's job. He's there to score goals. He's not there to do Pele recreations, which he wouldn't be able to do in any case, or pretend he was Roberto Baggio. Sorry, I'm bloody dating myself now, aren't I? Or Pirlo, for those of you who are a bit younger. Like, I'm sorry, but some of these complaints at times are just completely providing Erling Haaland puts the ball in the back of the net, then he plays every week. And like I said, Gakpo has not been good this season. I take the last 5-6 weeks particularly, I take that on board. But if Cody Gakpo can end the season with 5 goals and maybe 3 assists, that is what Cody Gakpo's there for. He can do bugger all the rest of the match for all I care. Honestly, like I said, if you've got a different opinion, that's fine. But I don't understand that. It was kind of the same thing Lucho got. last season. He's another one I'll argue too. For now, he's the one that shouldn't have gone, in my opinion. Um, but I don't genuinely with the Diaz thing. Sometimes it's like, oh, all he does again. All he does is assist and score goals and run down the wing, and it's like, yeah, that's where he plays. That's what he's supposed to be. Sorry, am I missing something here? And it's just honestly, mate, it's just ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous. Um, yeah, Arsenal fans, absolutely, dude, absolutely. Well, the Arsenal fans, Johnny, if you're still there, or anyone else, are going to be having Squeaky Bum in. Let me have a look. Just on BBC News at the minute, he's got 6 minutes of substitute time. There's 6 minutes of injury time, which we basically there's like 1 minute of the league match to go, and it's still 1-0 to Manchester City. So I'll probably stay on until that goes. But yeah, folks, that's pretty much it. To be honest, like I said, I'm not going to be on for long because I'm going to be doing another one of these live streams, theoretically in what time is it now? 7.5 hours, and then in fact I might as well tell you what I'm doing now. So basically, when I finished here, I am going to have a little rest, and then I'm going to wake myself back up, watch Match of the Day, and crack open a nice bottle of red, and then I am going to watch the Elimination Chamber at 12. So I'm guessing, because WWE sometimes run really late, I should be back on with you just after 3 o'clock in the morning, something along them lines. I'll probably be on for about around the same time as now, 45 minutes, give or take, because then I will be woken up by my lively lad in preparation to go to York, which hysterically I will actually be in York in about 13 hours' time or 14 hours' time, whatever the case may be, because I will be going to York Comic Con tomorrow. So like I said to the comic book fans earlier when I was telling you about, so Comic Con is from York Racecourse Ground tomorrow. So if you see us a wave. I know one or two of you follow me from the Comic Cons and stuff, so just give me a shout if you're about. And yeah, basically York Comic Con, I was going to say doing live reactions then, that's football. It gets really confusing when you cover loads of different things. No, so I will be on for York Comic Con probably about 8 o'clock tomorrow. So there'll be a vlog, there'll be a load of toy shorts as there always is. I'm going to try and go live as well, but the signal sometimes is a bit funny at the race course, so I might be able to take you outside for a little bit. I don't know, but we'll wait and see. We'll see what happens. And then yeah, all that will be on basically. In terms of next week, I think regular programming pretty much. In fact, no, that's a point actually. It'll be live reaction to Liverpool again on Tuesday because we're actually playing Wolverhampton Wanderers. Unfortunately, I do Monday Night Raw live reaction on Tuesday, so that's a very good point. I'm going to have to think of a way around that. In fact, I usually go to the gym as well, don't I, on Tuesday? That could be interesting. Right. Leave that one with us, guys. It'll either be Monday Night Raw or Liverpool. Look, I might just talk about Monday Night Raw if we've lost to Wolves, to be quite honest. Oh, full time. Right. Those of you who are waiting, Leeds United 0, Manchester City 1. And let's have a look what that does to the table. I think I explained this before. Right, Arsenal are on 61 points and Manchester City are now on 59 points. So squeaky bum time in North London. I have seen Manchester City do this to my own football team, as most of you would have seen many, many times before. And I think we all know what's coming. Sod's Law as well. I've just taken it as read that Arsenal will beat Chelsea and absolutely hammer them tomorrow because Chelsea never win at the Emirates. I mean, they haven't done for a long, long time, to be honest. So you would imagine Arsenal will actually go in and annihilate Chelsea. But Sod's Law, you can just imagine this being the one time where Arsenal go, oh, well, it's all right, we'll lose to Chelsea, and then we'll just be like, yeah, cheers, thanks for that. Anyway, so yeah, I will be on next Tuesday, definitely to discuss the Wolves match. In fact, folks, there is a plan forming. So I usually go to the gym Tuesday, and then I end up doing a live reaction like walk on the way home. I think a few of you have joined me for that, and it's actually been really cool recently. So thank you for the ones that have joined me. I could potentially go to the gym, come back from the gym, go and we have a plan. I could go and watch the last half an hour of the Liverpool game, then I could do a live reaction afterwards. That's a bloody brilliant plan, actually. Yes, in fact, that's the plan. Right, cool. So next Tuesday night, I'll switch up my live stream stuff. There will be Liverpool Wolves live reaction. I think it's an 8:15 kickoff or something, so it'll probably about 10, something along them lines. Wednesday, right, in that case, Wednesday next week, I'll do the live reaction to Monday Night Raw. Excuse me. And then Thursday, I will do live reaction to AEW Dynamite. I'm also going to try and see Scream next week. I think I was tempted to go tonight, but I've just got too much going on. I've got to go get ready for York to go tomorrow, so I really do not have time. But I might do a live reaction to that as well, because I do some movie stuff sometimes, although I'm thinking of not doing that anymore because I'm spreading myself a bit thin, to be honest. After that, it will be... I'll be on again on next Friday, because we'll be playing Wolverhampton Wanderers again, which is going to be really weird. And also on the Saturday night, it will be the Late Night SmackDown show, which obviously I'm not. By the way, if anyone was waiting for Late Night SmackDown, obviously it goes without saying I'm not doing that, because I'm doing Elimination Chamber instead. So what I'll do is I'm going to keep you in touch with the Chamber. I'll probably do shorts and reaction to every single match, which I've not done for a while because I've not been staying up recently. And yeah, it'll be good. And then I will be doing live reaction later this evening. But top headline news is Liverpool Football Club are getting back something like the best. Just very quickly as well. In fact, swig a walk for the working man. Thank you for everyone that joined me earlier, by the way. That was really cool. I think we've had quite a few numbers until the last few minutes where I'm currently talking to myself, but that's fine. You can listen to this tomorrow. Just very quickly, just in terms of the Reds form, that's the other thing I wanted to mention. I am going to put this all on a Reddit article and a Substack as well, which I will start doing probably as soon as I finish this, to be honest. So just if you want to follow me for Liverpool, it is the Anfield Geek on Reddit, and I am... Let's have a look. What am I on? Yeah, it's just Geek Boy Meta on Substack. I'll link you into the articles and stuff, because I usually post them on YouTube posts anyway. Anyway, just in terms of Liverpool's form, I mean, like I said, we are, after all this time, we are one of the form teams in the division, basically. We've, literally, I'm just looking at BBC Sports, we've won the last 3 league matches. I mean, off the top of my head, I think I'm right in saying we've just won 6 out of 7. Yes, 6, 7, before anyone says anything. Sorry about that post, by the way. But yeah, no, I mean, we've won 6 out of 7 in all comps. I think, I could be wrong about this, but I think that's win number 13 out of 21 with 6 draws and 2 losses. I mean, 13 wins out of 21. Look, it's nowhere near Liverpool's greatest ever run by any stretch of the imagination. But I mean, that's... Bearing in mind you've now only lost twice, and both of those times were stupid self-inflicted wounds, because that penalty should never have been given against Manchester City. I will argue that until my death. And the Bournemouth one is Liverpool's own stupid fault. All they had to do is clear the ball, and then we've got a point, and then you get on the coach and go over. And that's the thing that could cost Liverpool in the end. Be stupid. But I mean, they got away with it today with West Ham, and they got away with it against Forest. Hugely got away with it against Forest last week. They can't keep letting teams back in 2 matches. So the Wolves one just needs to be a professional, get in there, get 2-0 up, win the match, get back on the coach, and then get ready for the FA Cup. Like I said, with the FA Cup as well, just to reiterate, I just think that I know people will criticise. The trouble is with the FA Cup match now, Slot will not be able to do the right thing. If he plays all the players before the Galatasaray match, people are going to be going mental. What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. We need the players rested for the European Cup. And if he does the opposite and says, all right, we'll change the whole team like you've been asking, and then we say lose to Wolves in the FA Cup, people are going to be going mental, going, we've just lost to Wolves, they're bottom of the table, we've just given away a cup competition, we're not going to win anything, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, the only thing I can suggest that the manager can do is do a 50-50 where he plays half of his starters. So he plays 6 starters and just changes that aren't going to make much of a difference. So obviously Alisson Becker is the best goalkeeper in the world, but like you can bring Mamadashvili in for a cup game and it's not going to be a disaster. You can bring Robbo in. I mean, I'm just thinking basically the ones that need a rest, Ekatike is going to have a rest. Verge is going to have a rest by that point, because we need Verge for the rest of the season. We cannot risk him, because if he goes, we are in serious trouble. Gravenberg and McAllister, one of the two, is going to have a rest. I think you could probably just play Sobbo now to the end of the season, because his engine, I think Sobbo can play every 3 days, and I don't think it's going to bother him. So if you're going to play anyone, I'd probably play Sobbo in the cup game. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But I think he's going to have to make changes for the Liverpool Wolves game, the second one at least, anyway. But yeah, that is about it, folks, from me. Do I have anything else to tell you? I'm just going to have a look at my little schedule, because I'm kind of a bit discombobulated at the minute. I'm not sure what it is I'm actually doing the next few. Here we go. Right, so in terms of March, at least, so basically my schedule is still the schedule. The only thing that will change next week is Monday Night Raw. Live reaction will be on the Wednesday because of the Liverpool match on Tuesday. In terms of stuff I've got coming up, if you're an AEW fan, I'm going to be watching AEW Revolution this time in 2 weeks, I think, on Amazon Prime. So I'll do a live reaction to that. That, unhelpfully, is on a Sunday, which means I will be getting probably about 3 hours sleep before going to that horrible place that we all need to go that gives us money, starting with W. But the other thing I'm doing this month, I'm not actually doing many trips out. Well, I'm going to York Comic Con tomorrow, obviously, so that'll be good. The main thing I'm doing this month is, and you might have seen this on my shorts, I will be going to Anfield. Yay! But it's going to be for the Legends match. It's not for like I say a real match. Obviously, it's competitive, but it's not as competitive as a real match. But I really enjoy going to the Foundation matches. One, because the LFC Foundation does like loads and loads of work for obviously impoverished children in the city, people that need help, education. They run programs for disabled people, people with learning impediments, and so on and so forth. So the Foundation match, I would encourage anyone to go, especially if you're a father or a mom, or you're a family and you can't usually get your kids to see Liverpool because of the price of the tickets and so on and so forth. Like literally, I think, don't quote me, but I want to say for kids under a certain age, it's like £6 maybe, or something like that. And the adult tickets, what did me and my brother pay? I think it was like £29, something along them lines. So yeah, we've booked in, me and the bro. Shout out to the bro. Hope you're having a nice weekend. I will replace your Southern Comfort. That's going to be a conversation. But yes, why am I telling you about that for? Oh, yeah, so the Liverpool Foundation game, basically, long story short, I will be going on March the 28th. So, yeah, this time in the month, basically. This time in the month, I will be very drunk wandering around the streets of Liverpool, so you might get a few shorts of that. But yeah, basically, there'll be a match day vlog, as there is per usual. I'll probably do a travel vlog the week after that, just going around Liverpool and stuff. Obviously, I'll record all the goals and send them through whilst I can. We're going to be sat, so if you think of the Cop, when it's shown on the TV, we've got tickets on the left-hand side. So in the Kenny, we're sort of the lower bit where the bit where you walk in, basically you can walk straight up to the Cop, or you can walk straight into the Kenny. We're about 3 rows in the front, which should be really good. And also, this is really cool, guys, I get to see Thiago Alcantara. I never unfortunately got to see him while he was playing at Liverpool, but like, I know he had lots of injuries. But honestly, Thiago Alcantara, when he played for Liverpool, I mean, he had some poor performances, obviously, but he was a genuine pleasure to watch that man play football. That game that he played when he did the step over against Man United when we won 4-0, when we were going for the title, was one of the best performances I've ever seen by any Liverpool player at Anfield. It was sensational. And then I think that was the season we beat Man City 3-2 in the FA Cup semi-final. I mean, again, Thiago, the ball he played to Mane was, I mean, yeah, what a footballer. And the awesome thing is Gerrard's coming back, so there is a chance that Thiago Alcantara is going to play with Steven Gerrard. I know it's not a competitive match as such, even though all the players will want to win, and that they will want to win as well. But yeah, I get to see Steven Gerrard and Thiago Alcantara in the same midfield, and I get to see Jurgen Klopp. I can't wait to see the gaffer. He'll always be the gaffer to me. I can't wait to see him back at Anfield. It's going to be freaking awesome. So, yes, I'll be at Anfield in a month's time. I'm hoping to go to see Liverpool at least one more time this season. And again, cheap plug while I'm on. All my Liverpool coverage is under Geek Boy Does Liverpool. The podcast is Geek Boy A Liverpool Story, which this is the podcast. So again, this will be on podcast tomorrow. And I've also got if you don't want to hear me waffle on, basically, I've got a Liverpool playlist where it's just literally the goals and the match day vlogs, which is imaginatively titled Goals and Vlogs Liverpool or something along the lines. It's all on the playlist, and it's all Geek Boy 7381. So if you don't want to hear me waffle on, but you just want to see goals and vlogs, it's all on Geek Boy Does Liverpool, basically. So that Legends match will also be on there. Like I said, I'm hoping against hope that I can go once more time this season. I can't say anything yet, but I'm hoping to get to one of the Champions League matches. Obviously not in Turkey. As a resident of Leeds, without wishing to bring other things up, I would prefer very much not to do that, to be honest. But yeah, I'm hoping there is an outside chance that I could go for the second leg, but I can't guarantee it. That is going to be a very, very last minute decision, let me put it that way. But yes, I will obviously let you guys know what is cracking off. But yeah, cool, nice one. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm gonna head off now, rest my voice for a bit, go and get some nice lovely red wine for later, and then I'm gonna watch the Elimination Chamber. So I will be back on in 20. I will be back on in about 7 hours time for the Elimination Chamber. So those of you who will follow the wrestling, hope you have a fantastic chamber night tonight. I've got my takeaway left over from last night. I've got my wine. I've got a little bit of Southern Comfort left as well. And I'm going to watch Match of the Day and watch Liverpool smash West Ham. So it's going to be a good night. Right. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll catch you all in about 7 hours time. Take care. Up the Reds. Bye-bye.